Thank you very much for the introduction. Queen or not, I still don't know. Let's find out. So, it's indeed a moment of great joy for me to be here and speak about something that is so close to heart and to home, literally and figuratively. You'll just find out why it is so. So, Zoho Suite, what it means for somebody who's working from home. So, working from home is not a myth. It is very much a reality. We have had instances, we have had companies where they allow employees to work from home. Taking this a little bit further, we have freelancers, we have contractors for hire who work from home as well. So long as you deliver quality work, it doesn't really matter where you're working from. And now is exactly the time why one should consider working from home to be a very sensible move. It's not a risk, it is a very sensible move. Yes, a little bit of calculated risk. But given the acumen, I'm very sure every professional will be able to figure it out eventually. Why? The technology is robust, accessible, scalable, collaborative, and compatible. Hence, geographical distances cease to exist. Borders no longer matter. It is the time zones that eventually matter because you're going to cater to cross-continental clients. Things are a little bit jittery on a social level. Why I say so? When I meet somebody at random in a social function, they keep asking me, what do you do, Deepa? Say, I work from home. For some strange reason, they tend to hear, oh, she stays at home and she gets paid for that. That's so not true. I don't get paid for staying at home and just doing nothing. That said, where did it all start? How did I actually start working from home? And what this has to do with Zoho? Now, once I just casually read an article in the Outlook magazine that said, okay, here is a new breed of professionals called as virtual assistants. They cater to, it's almost a different type of an outsourcing. They do concierge services, they do any background research for whatever client they are servicing. So they said, okay, individuals are taking up this kind of work as well. So I said, okay, why not? Looks interesting, let me just find out what it is all about. So just like anybody else, I went to Google, I started reading, and I said, okay, here is something that I can explore. This was also the time bloggers were getting noticed, and I was having enough time at my hand. I was newly married, and not much to do at home. Too much of television was like, no, not interested. So I started blogging. So slowly, I was blogging almost every day, 2 posts a day, 3 posts a day. It kept me busy. The day I wouldn't blog, I felt very unproductive. So, okay, that's also the time I read about virtual assistants. Then I said, okay, let me find out. So how will I get clients to sign up with me? How will I convince them? How will they get in touch with me? After all, even till it was then in 2007 and also today, I wouldn't prefer putting up my personal email or my personal contact number on the website for all to see. So I definitely had to have a contact form. I am not an IT person, so I just don't know how to write an HTML form. So I again looked for solutions on the net, found Zoho Creator. Now, I have to mention, if it was not for Zoho Creator and had I bumped into any other Zoho product, I might not be here at all right now. So it was a moment of revelation, which I realized today, but not then. So within an hour, I had my very own customized, in fact, the background that you see here is the exact same form, developed in 2007, still in use on my website, still working good, fine, no frills and bells, very simple form. So that said, how did it go with Zoho Creator? Now, as I said, I was blogging. Not many clients, no new projects. Nobody had signed up with me. So what should I do with my extra time? I said, okay, Creator seems to be something nice, those funny, drag and drop things. The only thing that closest to that I saw was in Visual Basic. Okay, no, okay, fine, looks good. Then the code snippets I could drag and drop. Then the documentation, the community support. And within 4 months, I was able to teach myself Zoho. We didn't have those YouTube videos then. So I was reading all those PDFs and all those help documents. And by just investing 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, by 4 months' time, I was able to say with confidence, hey, look here, I can develop something in Zoho Creator. But then who would listen to me? Why should anybody listen to me after all? And when I'm screaming like I can develop, who's after all listening? Everybody is busy with their own priorities. But these 4 months were very crucial for me. Again, I didn't realize it then, but today, when I look back on my journey, these 4 months were what shaped the entire way I do my work, I do my business today. Now, this is the very first application I built on Zoho Creator. There is a little bit of history attached to it. It was not built for a client. It was built out of complete selfish need. My blog role was good. People were starting to recognize me as a blogger, and all the efforts paid off. A particular company wanted me to oversee their blog operations. My first work from home job. I could not be happier. So they said, okay, Deepa, we are going to take you in. You take care of all the writers, the submission, etc., etc., etc. And this was that was supposed to happen. Now, imagining doing all this on a very manual level, on your desktop, offline, left me exhausted by 2 weeks. I was like, why did I take this job? It is not, I was sitting, okay, working from home. I can do it at my own time, and I can relax. No, none of that happened. I was stressed out. I was sleeping less. I was getting irritated. Then I figured out it's perhaps all this manual work that was bogging me down. Again, coming back to the 4 months period, I was teaching myself Zoho. That gave me an idea. Okay, let me see if I can put 2 and 2 together. This title tracking application here. The workflow is pretty basic. You can just see it and understand what goes behind that. So this eventually cut short my time by 70%. And I was able to invest this time in actually writing, which was what I was actually hired for. I was hired to write for that particular company blog. So I was able to write, and I was able to manage the entire team as well. I was not paid to develop this app, but then this app paid me in more than different ways. I still take up writing project. I still use the very same app to coordinate my writing team. This was developed in 2008, but still holds good even today. Now, yes, I was paid to develop this app. Again, this is a company from United States, a real estate company. They have their facilities, the meeting space, bikes, and fitness centers in their campus. So this is pretty much what happens there. And yes, this is a paid job. And this is one thing that I'm putting up here, saying, yes, I made money out of coding on Zoho Creator. And imagining that I taught myself Zoho Creator in 4 months, and I do not have an IT background. I'm a zoologist with an aquatic biology major. So what does Zoho mean for somebody like me who works from home? Apart from the job-specific tools, for me it is Creator. It could be anything for anybody else here. So apart from the job-specific tools, I was in need of other tools that help me run my business on a day-to-day basis. I just couldn't, keep track of things on a word processor or on a spreadsheet. Again, it came back to the early blogging days. It was too cumbersome. So that is when I started exploring other applications in the Zoho Suite. The CRM, the plugin, the creator, the project, the meeting, the invoice, the books, and the support. You all know what these does. I don't have to, explain this in detail. So again, why Zoho? Now for single sign-on. That's a small thing, but that's a big thing as well. You sign up for a single Zoho product, you get access to every other product in the Zoho Suite. It suited me well because my clients were Zoho Creator clients as well. So they also had access to similar products as I was having. Zoho Project was a very big incentive for me. It kept my mailbox completely uncluttered. I could discuss the project development with the client on the Zoho Project platform, and that it keeps the task, milestone, something the client needs to act on, something that I have to do, everything on track. There was no way either of us could say, hey, I mailed you this, you forgot. Or I could say, hey, I asked for information, you forgot to give me. Because everything was there, right there on that portal. So that kind of kept us on track, and the project delivery was on time, and yay, I got paid. So what is to do with the work from home perspective here? Now, as I said, we people working from home have to invest in quite amount of tools to project the idea that we are professionals at work. Now, the Zoho Suite of application, they help us, set up a complete virtual office. There is no denying that. Yesterday, Sridhar had mentioned this forms an entire business operating system. Well, it did work for me. I mean, it is still working for me from 2008 till 2014. So I still use all of these tools as my business operating system on an everyday basis. Such myriad amount of tools you wouldn't find anywhere else. Not just that, see, it's one thing to know how a tool works, but an entirely different thing to know how to get a tool work for you. Now, this is where an individual professional who is aspiring to work from home, her intelligence, her dedication comes to play. Now, this is also relevant on the India context. Let me tell you how. So many professionals, especially women professionals, a major chunk of women professionals, they quit work, say after childbirth, saying that, okay, I'll get back to work when my child is ready for regular school. There are still people who do that. There are still very good, brilliant minds who do this. They have their own reasons. I don't blame them. I don't judge them. But yes, they still do that. Now, imagine such amount of talent going absolutely waste. It's a very disturbing thought. Not just that, when the child enters regular school and these people try to come into the regular workforce, they feel a certain discord. The team has moved on. The team member that they're put into, it's no longer the same. The technology has changed. The terminologies have changed. So again, it's still a discord. And they are unable to cope up with the personal and the professional stress at the home, at office. So they end up calling it quits. So this still has relevance with our India context here. So it doesn't take much to figure out that work from home gives the option of flexibility over work, but also puts her intelligence, put her talent into very good use. So that is when they actually can seriously consider working from home, and that is what they should be doing. Working from home is an absolute reality, and being professional at work, in spite of working from home, will not be any comment or a statement any longer. You can actually say, I work from home and I am a professional at work. Thank you.